In the heart of Jerusalem, where every stone echoes the footsteps of Jesus, something truly extraordinary has just occurred, shaking believers to their core. Imagine standing by the sacred Western Wall, whispering your prayers, surrounded by the weight of millennia. Suddenly, the sky is pierced by an otherworldly light, followed by a haunting sound that makes even the most devout pause in awe and trepidation. As if out of the pages of Exodus, a swarm of locusts descends, casting the city into a biblical scene. With the backdrop of tensions between Israel and Hamas and recent global scrutiny, Jerusalem, already a focal point of faith and history, has become the epicenter of a miraculous celestial event. We are witnessing something extraordinary, something that speaks to the eternal aura of Jesus Christ and the enduring significance of this sacred city. In today's reflection, we will explore the profound implications of these events, drawing from biblical prophecy and the history of Jerusalem. But before we delve into these questions, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and click the bell icon for all the latest updates. Oh, Jerusalem, the city of God, stands as a beacon of faith, history, and mystery. Despite the challenges that have plagued it throughout the ages, this land, fraught with conflict, the world's anxieties, and unrelenting pressure, persists as a testament to something truly extraordinary. As one of the oldest cities in human history, Jerusalem holds a unique position, not just as a religious and historical epicenter, but as the most contested city on Earth. Historian Eric H. Klein notes that Jerusalem has been destroyed at least twice, besieged 23 times, attacked 52 times, and captured and recaptured 44 times. This staggering history of conflict underscores the city's immense significance. For over 3,000 years, humanity has fought relentlessly for this place. The question then arises, what does Jerusalem possess that other cities lack? What is the secret ingredient that has made it the focal point of so many battles and religious claims? Jerusalem is a vibrant city, revered by Jews, Muslims, and Christians alike, faiths that collectively encompass over 1/3 of the global population. For Christians, in particular, Jerusalem holds profound significance. It was within this city's ancient walls that Jesus Christ shared his Last Supper with his disciples, faced arrest and trial, endured crucifixion, and was laid to rest in a nearby tomb. It was here that he rose from the dead, appeared to his followers after his resurrection, and ascended into heaven, promising to return. The importance of Jerusalem lies in its unique status as the only city in the history of mankind that has been claimed repeatedly by the world's 3 major monotheistic religions as their holy city. This unique convergence makes Jerusalem a symbolic representation of the presence of God on earth, a tangible link to heaven. For the Jewish people, the land was considered holy even before they occupied it, as it was promised to them by God, first to Abraham and later reaffirmed to Moses. The covenant made by the one God with his chosen people brought them to the promised land, Canaan, where Jerusalem was later conquered by King David. The construction of the temple in Jerusalem and the placement of the Ark of the Covenant within it were natural outcomes of this divine promise. For Christians, Jerusalem's sanctity is inseparable from the events of Jesus Christ's passion, resurrection, and ascension, all of which took place within the city's current walls. Beginning in the 4th century, pilgrimages to the holy sites in Jerusalem became a spiritual obligation for European Christians. This devotion reached a peak in 1099, when, following Pope Urban II's call for a holy war, Crusaders set out to reclaim Jerusalem from Muslim rule. Muslims, too, have a deep spiritual connection to Jerusalem, which they call Al-Quds, the Holy. It was the first Qibla, direction of prayer, and remains the 3rd holiest city in Islam after Mecca and Medina. Despite being under Muslim rule for the past 13 centuries, Jerusalem was claimed by the West in 1917 when British forces took the city from the Ottoman Empire. Discussions about the significance of Jerusalem often move beyond conventional terms like strategic location, trade routes, or agricultural value. Unlike other cities, Jerusalem's importance does not lie in its geography, commerce, or defensibility. It was built on a rocky hilltop, seemingly in the middle of nowhere, yet it has drawn the attention of empires, religions, and cultures for millennia. The city's holy status and its ongoing reception of celestial messages defy simple explanations rooted in strategy or logic. This is not the first time Jerusalem has witnessed celestial phenomena. Similar occurrences have been recorded in the skies over Israel in recent years. In 2016, 2017, 2021, 2022, and 2023. Whether by night or day, believers in Jerusalem have experienced these mysterious events, often feeling a mix of awe and fear as they wonder what these signs might mean. However, rather than viewing these phenomena as punishments, they are better understood as reminders that God is watching over His chosen city. These strange occurrences have baffled not only ordinary people, but also military personnel, scientists, and law enforcement officials. Reports of booming sounds and intense vibrations have emerged from various areas, including Gush Dan, Tel Aviv, and Petah Tikva, and the phenomenon has even reached as far as Ulis, 50 kilometers from where it first began. Despite their best efforts, the Israeli police and army have been unable to provide a clear explanation for these mysterious explosions. What makes these sounds particularly intriguing is their novelty. Most people have never heard anything like them before, which only adds to their enigmatic nature. Described as eerie, groaning noises and metallic vibrations, some compare them to the sounds of musical instruments, while others report hearing unclear voices mixed in with the strange sounds. This has led many to question whether these sounds might carry some deeper meaning. Could these mysterious noises be a sign of something significant? Some have speculated that they might be heralds of the end times, recalling biblical stories that speak of trumpets sounding as a prelude to divine intervention. Whether or not these theories hold any truth, the ongoing phenomena in Jerusalem continue to capture the imagination and stir the hearts of those who witness them. In a world fraught with uncertainty and conflict, Jerusalem remains a city like no other, a place where the spiritual and the earthly collide in ways that are both awe-inspiring and deeply unsettling. The world is thrust into a period of unprecedented chaos. The sun turns black, the moon becomes like blood, and the stars fall to the earth. These events lead us to ponder several questions about their origins and implications. At this point in history, we may not fully comprehend how these events will unfold, but we are called to be vigilant, keeping our eyes open and our hearts prepared as we witness the fulfillment of end-time prophecies. Jesus warned us that these things would happen, and as we see them coming to pass, we must be ready. In the mid-20th century, during the 1950s and 1960s, the United States government conducted increasingly powerful nuclear tests deep beneath the Earth's surface. These tests were part of an arms race that saw multiple countries experimenting with nuclear weapons, each striving to create more devastating devices. The impact of these tests on the Earth's stability is still a matter of debate, but one cannot ignore the possibility that such actions could trigger seismic activity or even a great earthquake. The potential for human actions to destabilize the planet is not limited to nuclear tests alone. In recent years, there has been growing concern about geoengineering, particularly the practice of spraying chemicals into the upper atmosphere, often referred to as chemtrails, to combat global warming. This practice involves the deliberate manipulation of the environment on a global scale, raising ethical and environmental questions. The Bible, however, warned us centuries ago about a time when the earth would be defiled by its inhabitants. Isaiah 24. 4. 6 paints a grim picture of a world in decline. The earth dries up and withers. The world languishes and withers. The heavens languish with the earth. The earth is defiled by its people. They have disobeyed the laws, violated the statutes, and broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore, a curse consumes the earth. Its people must bear their guilt. These verses from Isaiah highlight the consequences of humanity's disregard for divine laws and the natural order. The disobedience and reckless behavior of those in power have led to the defilement of the planet, and now the earth itself bears the scars of our actions. What laws and statutes have been broken by scientists and leaders? One might consider the Large Hadron Collider, LHC, as a modern example of humanity's pursuit of knowledge at any cost. The LHC, also known as CERN, is the world's largest particle collider, a 17-mile-long circular tunnel buried deep beneath the French-Swiss border. At CERN, scientists accelerate streams of particles, usually protons, to nearly the speed of light before crashing them into one another. These collisions are studied in hopes of discovering the fundamental building blocks of the universe, the very essence of creation. However, what they have encountered during these experiments is far more unsettling. Reports of paranormal phenomena, apparitions, and even demonic manifestations have emerged, raising questions about what CERN is truly uncovering. Outside the main building of CERN stands a statue of Shiva, the Hindu god of destruction, symbolizing the potential dangers of their work. One of the most famous warnings about CERN came from the renowned theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking. Although not a Christian, Hawking expressed grave concerns about the experiments being conducted at the LHC. He cautioned that the pursuit of such knowledge could lead to catastrophic consequences, likening it to opening Pandora's box. Once opened, he warned, we may not be able to contain what comes out. In his book, Hawking described the potential for the Higgs boson, or God particle, to become metastable at energies above 100 billion gigaelectron volts. This instability could trigger a catastrophic vacuum decay, causing the universe to collapse at the speed of light, a scenario that could happen without warning. The prophetic implications of these scientific endeavors are not lost on those who study the Bible. The book of Joel speaks of a time when the sun will turn into darkness and the moon into blood, a passage often associated with solar eclipses. In ancient times, the Israelites saw eclipses as ominous signs, portents of impending doom. The darkness that descends during an eclipse evokes a sense of foreboding, a feeling that something terrible is about to happen. Solar eclipses, along with other natural phenomena like earthquakes and locust invasions, have historically been viewed as harbingers of significant change or disaster. Just recently, a total solar eclipse was visible across the globe, with Jerusalem being one of the prime locations to witness this rare event. While many view such occurrences as natural phenomena, others believe they carry a deeper divine message, one of impending judgment and disaster. The Bible contains several passages that speak of the sun being darkened as a sign of God's wrath. In the book of Amos, God warns of a time when he will make the sun set at noon and darken the earth on a sunny day. This passage is reminiscent of the solar eclipse, a moment when day turns to night and the normal order of things is upended. Similarly, in Exodus 10:21-23. During the plagues of Egypt, God commanded Moses to stretch out his hand toward the sky, bringing about a tangible darkness that covered the land for 3 days. During this time, the Egyptians were unable to see or move, while the Israelites were spared from the darkness, a sign of divine protection. The parallels between these biblical accounts and modern celestial events are striking. The sun's darkening, whether through an eclipse or another phenomenon, serves as a powerful symbol of divine intervention, a reminder that the natural world is subject to the will of God. As we delve deeper into these connections, we are reminded that the signs in the heavens are not merely random occurrences, but are deeply intertwined with the spiritual and prophetic narrative of the Bible. The cosmic signs described in Revelation and other parts of the Bible serve as both warnings and reminders of the power and sovereignty of God, while human actions may contribute to the destabilization of the earth.